Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Red Devils Talk. Me, your host, Session, and lots to get into in today's episode. Of course, we know about Ronaldo, who got banned after his fiasco, as I might say, at the Spurs game. We will also be talking about the Spurs game, a dominant win, 2-1 over Spurs. Actually, it was 2-0. I should correct that. Apologies for that on the thumbnail, but nevertheless, that will be fixed as soon as the video is done. So, let us get into it. Chelsea tomorrow. Ronaldo not available, but through his own fault, if I have to add that. It was wrong of him to do what he did. As we heard the reports come out after the game, refused to come on as a substitute and then decided to leave the pitch, and not just the pitch, but the stadium as well. And as we know, Ten Hag, we've seen him before set discipline into his squad. And unfortunately, Ronaldo is the example that he has used, the biggest example. And if he can get banned from the squad, anyone can get banned. And that type of acting will definitely set a ripple effect throughout the rest of the squad, not to step out of line. Be very sure that we won't see any more negative leaks coming from our dressing room. And I want to give my opinion on this whole Ronaldo fiasco. He even came out and gave a post on Instagram explaining why and what he felt in that moment. And he did admit that he was wrong and that his full focus is now to get back into the team once he does return. But according to Ten Hag, and this is very interesting, he was backed by the board and by the shareholders to ban Ronaldo. And not just from the squad for tomorrow's game against Chelsea, but also from training with the first team. So a sense of discipline has been set. Ten Hag means business. If that doesn't tell you that he's the boss and that he has control over the dressing room, and it's amazing that he has control of the dressing room in such a short span of time. Normally, it takes managers about a season, maybe even two, to properly be trusted by his dressing room. But within a few months already, Ten Hag has impacted the dressing room in a positive manner and setting his standards, explaining to the players what he expects of them. And that is why you see the performances that you see. That is why you see the players play as hard as they did against Spurs. Everyone says it's our best performance since Ten Hag has come into the club. And nobody can disagree with that. We were absolutely dominant, fighting for every single ball, on the ball and off the ball. We were absolutely excellent. Possession, the way we kept the ball, was so beautiful. It was a glimpse, and if not more than a glimpse, of what Ten Hag definitely will develop at Manchester United. And if he gets the right players in, he's already done that by getting in the proper players that he has got in, the Ericsson and the Martinez's, etc. They have all performed and excelled in their position, and since they have started playing for Manchester United. And that being said, that shows a difference in the way we play because now the team is starting to trust Ten Hag and his tactics more, and therefore you are seeing positive results. Now against Newcastle, we drew 0-0, and of course we should have and would have won the game had we taken the opportunities that we got, and of course if the refereeing decisions went our way as it was supposed to. But against Spurs, we played with the same intensity, with the same drive, the same purposefulness, to score a goal. And we were greatly rewarded if it was just a deflected shot by Fred. But Fred deserved the goal. We deserved the goal. The way we played was absolute quality. We pressed Spurs. We counter pressed them so that they couldn't counter attack us. Kane was trying to drop deep, but he couldn't find any of the likes of Son running in behind because Martinez and Varane were monsters again, completely nullifying anything that Kane and Son wanted to do as an attack for Spurs. The low was absolute quality. Shaw was quality. And for the one moment that the gear had to make a save, even though Kane was offside, and from that save, Bruno went to go and score the second goal. A beautiful, placed shot past Lloris, and we probably would have won by more goals, in my opinion. But Hugo Lloris was class in the game. And Rashford perhaps should have been more composed in his finishing and probably would have gotten two goals, maybe a hat trick, had it been his day. But we were dominant, not just off the ball, but on the ball as well. the way we closed the spaces that they wanted to exploit after we attacked them relentlessly. We managed to counter that. You could see the way Anthony and Sancho dropped back quickly to get back into position to defend. You could see the way Martinez and Varane immediately were destroying the likes of Kane and Son when they tried to receive the ball to feet. And when they tried to run in behind, we were always covering them. And the gears passing was also excellent. So it is a glimpse of what we can do. And Casemiro showed exactly why we got him and why he is the best central defensive midfielder right now. Again, he showed his quality by covering the back four, but also playing key passes, allowing the front four or front five with Fred, who played as a box to box excellently compared to the way he played against Newcastle. That showed that he can be a good player for us. And perhaps, in my opinion, he should start against Chelsea. Yes, Ericsson has the ability to unlock a defense, but we will need energy in our midfield to press and counter press like we did against Spurs. Now, of course, Chelsea will be better on the ball. We know Graham Potter, we know how he likes to play. We basically have to be mindful of the factor that they have better quality players than what he had at Brighton. And that in itself leaves us with a threat. The likes of Aubameyang, who the Premier League knows quite well. We know Raheem Sterling, who from City went to Chelsea. The likes of Kai Havertz, who hasn't performed well of late for Chelsea, but can be a threat. Of course, Mason Mount, scoring 2 goals in their previous game. Another player who can be a threat to us. But in my opinion, don't change a winning team. Leave the team as is. Stay with the gear, Varane, Martinez, Shaw and Delo, Casemiro, Fred, Bruno, on the left, Sancho, on the right, Anthony, and up front, Rashford. I think don't change a winning team. And if Ten Hag does bring in Eriksen and drops Fred, we have to trust that decision. I said before the game against Spurs, we have to trust the decision that Ten Hag makes. Fred had an absolutely abysmal performance against Newcastle, but Ten Hag trusted him to come in and perform, and that he did against Spurs. Should he have gotten man of the match? It's debatable. Bruno got man of the match, but the whole team was performing excellently. And of course, the way we played gives us a bit of positivity because we are going to play away at the bridge and we are not going to be as attack minded as we were against Spurs, but we are going to be much better defensively. And if we can pick Chelsea off, if we can press them well the way we did against Spurs, we will create opportunities. And if we are clinical, we will get goals. We have a defensive structure to build upon to allow the attacking players to go and score. That is key. The way Varane and Martinez plays, and Martinez said it himself, the way they stop Kane and Son allowed the likes of Anthony, etc., to go and express themselves, to go and win the game for us. And that is what happened. And yes, it was overshadowed by Ronaldo and his antics, but Ten Hag quickly shut that down by banning him and ensuring that the focus remains on the team. Ten Hag did what's best for the team against Spurs and did not start Ronaldo. Yes, it upset Ronaldo for many reasons, but the team comes first. And that is what Ronaldo has always stressed and spoken about. And perhaps in the moment, as he says, he got upset, but he was still wrong. And rightfully, punishment has to be given. He has to be banned. And that is what has happened. Now, I want to just mention a few things that was very key that came out. And it basically said, first of all, that we are considering to sell Ronaldo in January. Another rumor said that we are planning to terminate his contract and allow him to leave as a free agent. We'll have to wait and see on that because we need to get a replacement in, like a Cody Gakpo, like a Victor Osimhen, etc. Perhaps we need to get a replacement before Ronaldo can be let go. So the Ronaldo fiasco, in my opinion, is not done yet. I think there is still a bit of a battle between him and Ten Hag, and unfortunately, it is not the end. I think there is a couple games that will still determine where Ronaldo's position will be for the rest of the season before the World Cup comes. And furthermore, this is what I just want to give you a few moments of. Just have a listen to this. So it says, and this is via Samuel Lockhurst. Dressing room sources do not believe there is any imminent threat of the players turning against Ronaldo, as he is immensely respected. Also via Samuel Lockhurst, Ronaldo has been fined 2 weeks of his salary. So good to hear that he's being fined, but also more good to hear that the players are not going to turn on him, that they understand the reason behind his frustration, and that does not impact in their attitude towards him. But that will be seen on the pitch. That's where we will see exactly how they are towards him since this particular walkout has happened, if I have to put it that way. And Chelsea will be tough opposition. They will be a team that is going to attack us. I won't be surprised if they score. But I do believe that we will have enough to win the game. We can win the game. We have the tools and the talent to do so. It just will come down to performance levels, us being consistent. Again, the word consistency comes into play. That has been a problem for us for the past, shall I say, 3 to 4 years. Consistency in performances. We normally get a couple wins and then we drop off. We get a couple wins and then we drop off. That's been the same pattern season in, season out. And we will have to see consistency because against Chelsea, we will have to be more alert than what we were against Spurs. And again, I do think that we can win the game. I do believe that Chelsea will see us as a threat and they will show us respect. So they will come at us, they will press us. And if we are not on it, if one of our players are not in the right frame of mind for this game, we can lose. And if we lose, it's not the end of the world. We are in a rebuilding phase. We're only 11 games into the season, and Ten Hag has only begun the process of what he wants to achieve for the rest of, shall I say, his managerial career at Manchester United. So we shouldn't lose our heads if we get a negative result, which is a draw or a loss against Chelsea. And if we draw against Chelsea, that's a positive result because they are top four rivals. And taking points off our top four rivals will be good for us for the long term in the season. So I do believe we can win, and I am excited for the game. It's going to be a very, very good game. But subscribe to the channel. Thank you for those who have joined me. And of course, drop a like on the video and click the notification bell so that you know exactly when I do go live. It is Red Devils Talk. I am your host, Session. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the game. Oh, and remember, Ronaldo has been banned by Eric Ten Hag, and this decision has been backed by the board and the shareholders. Bye bye, Red Devils, till we speak again.